I'm Susan Sherring. I'm a columnist with the Ottawa Sun, and this is my colleague,
David Reevely, a columnist for the Ottawa Citizen.
And today we're talking about cyclists versus drivers. I'm from the suburbs, so it's near impossible for me to drive downtown. And as a result, I sometimes get my back up at cyclists who want to own the road.
And I totally get that, but I'm someone who bikes to work fairly regularly, and I certainly bike around town a lot. And I think one of the things that Ottawa is missing, in spite of all the rhetoric and big claims, is good bike infrastructure, is paths that connect you from where you want to go to where you want to go. We've got some nice things like the Laurier bike lane, which is behind us here, but it doesn't hook up to things, and oftentimes drivers don't do a good job of respecting cyclists right away. And then there's stuff like this. This is right in front of Ottawa City Hall. It's a bike repair stand. It's a really nice idea. The idea is you take your bike and you put it up here. It's a bunch of tools held on by chains, but you can do quick bike fixes if you need to. But the thing is, it's held on by one bolt, and it needs to be held on by four. It's just supposed to balance a bike up here. I came in the other day, my back tire was a little soft. I was going to pump it up. Discovered that you can't see it until you try it. These things don't work. You don't get a good fix. It goes on your bike valve, and then all the remaining air in your tire comes out. It doesn't fix on. So it's little things like this, stuff where Ottawa really talks a good game, but doesn't execute, or it does execute and then forgets to keep things up, that I think are a real problem when it comes to making the city bike friendly. My friend Sue, who has a different experience, doesn't agree.
I tend to think that cyclists forget the fact that this is a huge geographical area. People in the downtown core seem to think they should have the same rights as cars, but you come out to the suburbs, we're dying for a couple of bike lanes. I think that there is still a great divide with cyclists thinking that the cars are wrong and the drivers of those cars thinking that cyclists are taking advantage of them.
I would agree that there are jerks on both sides. I think there are
not
jerk
you
drivers.
and I, though.
No. Well, not you. I think there are jerks on both sides. I think, though, that there are a lot of circumstances that lead to people being jerks that people who don't live the other way don't necessarily get. Like the missing links, like the spots where the road gets just a little too narrow and all of a sudden you're on a bike and you don't feel safe. Everything was fine up till then. You know the rest of the way to work is going to be okay, but there's 4 blocks where traffic is bad and you start to get pushed towards the curb and you pop up on the sidewalk because that's the only way it feels safe to continue. I'm not saying it's right, I'm saying it's a thing that we can understand and maybe do something about. But yeah, it's going to cost some money, and that's money that's going to come from somewhere where other people might prefer to spend it.
Sadly, I don't think either side feels safe. I agree that if we're going to try and introduce this bike-friendly culture, we've got to do more, because all the drivers that I speak to don't feel safe at all. The cars are weaving in and out, they're ignoring stop signs. I think that's just really something we have to work on.